Party people! Yeah! What if I did a whole Braveheart themed whoop? There it is.
Yo,
right then.
It's like a 4-minute long custom. I wonder what you've been working on for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I've been very quiet. I didn't even write on this trailer. I was just writing our tag team whoop. There it is parody. Freedom, there it is. Hey guys, welcome to Honest Trailer Commentaries, a show talking about a show that's talking about another show. I'm Joe, Danielle.
Yes.
Hey.
Hello.
We're talking Braveheart today, so hopefully you watched the Honest Trailer, then you came back and watched this, or you're crazy and you watched this first and then you watched the Honest Trailer like a lunatic. Braveheart, thoughts?
Yes. Spencer's not here because he's recovering from the worst episode ever.
Worst episode of Game of Thrones. He's at home just stewing.
Yeah. Nah. He worked on a Sunday night. That's why he's not here, if you want to know.
Yeah, that is honest. That is honestly it.
Braveheart, a classic.
Yes.
Yeah. It was fun. It was fun to do this one. I like these summer ones. They're fun.
Yeah. I feel renewed in a way that we haven't in a while.
Well, it's nice to get to go back and not only to do these, but we're not always chasing release dates, which is great and fun, and we like it. But sometimes it's nice we get more time to breathe. I feel.
The release date chasing it does hurt sometimes, especially in the first quarter of the year.
January through March.
There's
is
just
tough.
nothing. Yeah,
It's so hard.
like Glass, fine. But like
Halloween,
it's
okay.
It's hard sometimes to just be like, okay, what are we gonna do? Yeah. But this has given us an opportunity to just do a bunch of random stuff that we wouldn't do otherwise, and Braveheart is one of those.
It's so good and also so ridiculous.
Yeah. I first saw this. My parents wanted me to watch this movie, and I was like, no, Mom and Dad. Like they had rented it, and they were like, come watch a movie with us, and I was like, adults suck, and I went back to Tavern Chat on AOL to role play.
Yeah.
And
I am 90% sure that I saw this in school, and this was one of those ones where it's like, don't tell nobody. I saw Pulp Fiction in school for the first time.
Wow. Why?
Look.
What were they teaching? Diner safety?
Diner safety.
Yeah.
That's what you learned in Tacoma.
How to disarm a robber with your wit and dialogue
Bible
skills?
verses?
Yeah.
Like, what were you learning?
In today's class on how to be a bad A, Emmer Frolicker.
Yeah.
Look, my health teacher had to do a course on fire safety, and we watched Towering Inferno.
Okay.
Well, that just makes sense.
I mean, yeah.
That or Backdraft.
Yeah, that has all the lessons you need. Yeah, this movie's big, silly, and ridiculous, and as much as I want to go in and start making fun of it, anytime I watch it, by like the halfway point, I'm just like, you fight on the field of Sterling, damn it. You fight and you win. I just get into it. I can't help it.
It is a bygone era, though, when some Australian-American dude could just be like, I'm going to tell the story of Scottish independence. And everyone's just like, cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
you
now,
do it.
Now we just grab Gerard Harris or any random person from the BBC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's big and ambitious and dumb. It really is a dumb movie, but dumb in a good way.
It's a dumb Best Picture winner.
It is a dumb Best Picture winner. It cleaned up. It launched a very bloody filmography for a not great dude.
It's the beginning of his bloody era.
Yeah.
Because he had just directed Man Without a Face.
The Man Without a Face is Mel Gibson's directorial debut.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, he cast himself as a man without a face.
Without a face. And then he directed a movie where he took people's faces off with an axe.
Yeah. Best director winner.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Best picture winner.
Best score?
I believe so. It won a handful.
Yeah, won a couple. Let me ask you guys this. What is the best thing yelled in Scottish in this movie?
All of it. I don't know. Don't make me pick between my babies. They're all amazing. Just all Scottish yelling is good in this movie.
Yep.
Yeah, it really, Gerard Butler gets so much credit for
this
the
is-
advancement of Scottish yelling, fairly because he's
good at it.
actually
Very
Scottish. But I do
Yeah.
feel like this Australian American really did a lot to
Really
prime
nailed
the
it.
world for Gerard Butler's Scottish yelling.
Yeah, yelling to inspire all the Scottish soldiers played by actual Irish soldiers.
Yep.
And Irish people played by Scottish people.
Scottish or Irish and Irish or Scottish. Look,
That's crazy.
you guys complain all the time that we mix up our UKs and our Brexits and our Irelands and our
And you're right
Scotlands.
to do so.
You are right to do so, but we have an excuse, and it's because
We're
this is what-
Americans,
And this is how we learned,
This
yeah.
is how we learned, and
Yeah.
it's all wrong.
yeah, it's all wrong.
None of it's right.
Scottish people that have dwelt in Scotland have worn kilts since the caveman days, and that's what I know. That's what I know about
Yeah.
Scotland.
All Scotland always had kilts and bagpipes.
Yep,
Always.
always, at all times, and axes.
Never not having those things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Only forever.
and at some point they were fantasy dwarves.
Yes.
Yeah, because all fantasy dwarves also Scottish
Yes.
for some
Oh,
reason.
Okay.
I want to know when that happened, because all fantasy dwarves are Scottish.
Mm-hmm.
Gimli's Scottish, like every other. That's the only one I can name off the top of my
There it
head.
is.
But I'm pretty sure they're all Scottish. I don't know. It's weird.
We should watch this trailer. Mm-hmm. Although we could just experiment with how long the audience will watch before we start watching the trailer.
Let's do it.
I don't know. No.
Let's watch the
No,
trailer.
Let's watch the trailer.
I'm bad at this.
No.
No.
We're getting honest about summer blockbusters, past and present. This is Honest Trailers, Blockbuster Summer.
Robert Holtby, great graphic.
Great graphic.
Great graphic.
4 years ago. Congratulations, all of you.
Mel lost his
we're still
wife
here, Peter
and
Parker.
got mad. Then he lost his wife and got lethal. Now he'll lose his wife and get brave in
Who'd have thought that guy'd go crazy?
Braveheart.
Yeah.
Journey to medieval Scotland. A
Should we
place
pause?
Pause.
Sorry.
I think that was the first decision we made about this trailer.
Yes. Can we put bagpipes on the BAMs?
Yeah.
Yep.
We're showing as much respect for Scottish culture as Mel Gibson did.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's fair. I think that's completely fair.
I think that's not untrue.
Yeah. He's also lost a lot of wives on both sides of the fiction line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird how you see actors
Right,
that
which now?
like, are they seeking the roles out? Do the roles seek them out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They magnetize towards each other.
Yeah. Bizarre.
Let's go.
The men are loud, the women are silent, and everyone's hair is grody when their land
Pause.
is taken.
I had so much more about how disgusting everyone is in this movie. The children are nasty. They're covered in filth and throwing rocks at each other. No one. There's the internet like the big controversy about how some people don't wash their legs.
I saw that on Twitter. Did you see this on Twitter?
I heard secondhand.
Some of it was weirdly racially coded. I know a lot of people of all races who don't wash their legs, but no one in this movie is a leg washer. And at one point, they go through like a lake, and I'm like, the water's right there. You could just scrub it up, all that down, and they still come out of the water disgusting.
Yep. I don't. Yeah, because with that water, they're all like in deep Loch Ness, just like washing in dinosaur mud.
But the women are all clean.
Well, yeah, you don't want dirty women in a movie, Danielle. What are you, crazy? Yeah, gotta have the eye candy scrubbed clean.
I mean, honestly, everyone on the planet Earth at this time was probably dirtier than that.
Really disgusting.
That's
Yeah.
like Hollywood dirty.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing about period movies at all time is that like anytime someone kisses, I'm like, man, their breath's bad. Like,
Yeah.
you guys taste bad.
Yeah, I just watched Barry Lyndon for the first time not too long ago, and I was thinking of that, of just how bad, even in all those nice clothes, everyone must have just smelled so
Atrocious.
terribly
Yeah.
bad, just
Yep.
awful.
Well, what I love too is like, there's somehow no towns in Scotland. It's all just hovels and fields. Like there were towns. Like there were the lowlands in Scotland that were like just looked like.
Well, they went to Edinburgh.
They did go to Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
That's where all the fancy people live, the clean-looking ones. Like Robert the Bruce looked very clean.
Yeah, very
he had a nicely coiffed goatee. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was freshly shaved.
Yeah,
That is
he
not
was
a guy
clean.
that's putting brush on his own barn.
No.
It's not a guy. Yeah,
No.
that's not a self thrusher.
The
So I
nobility
just
was
had
clean.
to. The Coachella braids really bugged me. I just had to give myself a second because it's so gross.
Understood.
It really bugged me.
Also, a good use of the word grody. Let's go, JT.
Probably the most historically
Their
accurate part of
land
that
is
movie.
taken
Yes.
by history's snootiest conquerors.
Scottish rebels have routed one of
Routed.
the garrisons.
William
Routed.
Wallace will get some payback. But there's no defense
we
against
just
this
threw
true
up
Scotsman. He'll
other
yell
movies
you
into
into
this
a frenzy. He'll stare you into his bed.
It's just I saw you staring at me and I didn't know who you were.
Because of the way you're looking at me now.
And he will rock you.
These were the guns of their time.
Yeah.
This dude loves
It
rocks.
was that or sticks.
The rocks are better.
Maybe
Scrap
pause.
it.
Maybe he was
Pause.
bad at throwing sticks.
Well,
Maybe there was that Batman Begins scene that got cut where he's got like a rock and a stick and he tries to throw a stick and they're like no,
Yeah.
and then Brendan Gleeson's like rocks it has,
yeah.
and that's it.
That was the origin.
Yeah, that's the
That was
origin.
an all-important cutscene
Yeah,
from Braveheart. Oh man.
there weren't many of them.
No.
It's a long movie.
That's a long. There is there is so much staring in this movie, and I know we specifically call out his staring at women, but there are so many scenes where it'll be so long of two people just looking at each other. Mel really, he was trying to give everyone their close up.
Oh, he's got those baby blues. You know?
Yeah, you gotta use him. You gotta use him. He does pain and he does staring like
Yeah.
really well.
He's got a great pain face
Great pain face.
Great
Yeah.
pain face.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and a soul also apparently.
Yeah. Oh, Mel.
comes out in the acting.
Ooh, yep. Let's go.
For a tale all about taking back liberty that takes every liberty with the true story. Because if it were accurate, there'd be no kilts, bagpipes, or face paint. No wife, princess, or plot-centric cuckoldry.
I will bless this marriage by taking the bride into my bed.
And Wallace's big speech.
Pause.
A message for the youth of today: that is cucking. That is the actual meaning of it.
No, I think in that scene at the wedding, they were talking about representation in media, and then the English guys came in and cucked them.
Yes, because they were talking about that is actual cuckoldry. This we talked about this in the room. This movie is predicated entirely on the textbook
cuckoldry. Yeah.
definition of cuckoldry.
Which I like that they used real cuckoldry in an instance where it didn't exist because
there was no actual
yeah, not a thing. Yeah.
Well, it's apparently according to Lon, the professor.
Oh.
It's highly debatable.
Got it.
And very possibly not true.
I'm sure it happened, like,
Yes.
because life and real is awful. Like, I'm sure that the rich dude, lord in town, would roll in and just be like, ha, ha, and ha, let's
Yes.
take them to my chambers! But, like, as a written law,
Like
I
the
don't know.
Longshanks didn't write the law
Yeah.
and then send it out to the lords of the land.
Rick wants to sleep with Robin, so therefore...
Yeah.
Well, and also Tony Stark does make a joke about that when in Age of Ultron,
yep.
when he tries to lift the hammer and he says, if I become king, the first thing I will do is reenact Prima Nocta. So if
Yes.
y'all didn't know what that meant when he said it, that's what he meant.
It's a
There you go.
Braveheart word.
Yeah.
Because Iron Man loved Braveheart. Let's go.
And Wallace's big speech before a battle was actually, behold, I have brought you into a ring. Now carol and dance as well as you can? Huh. But you're not here to learn.
Pause. So this, actually didn't realize this when we started working on the Honest trailer. I knew that most of the historical stuff was kind of BS.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've read a few kind of conflicting things that were like, they saw a statue of William Wallace. They were like, who's that? It was explained to them. Then they wrote a story and then they researched it. But what I didn't know is that their most of their resource and reference was just this like epic poem written about William Wallace. Mm-hmm. So it's BS, like just based on BS, which it's almost more of like a King Arthur legend where it's like, I don't know, we've got this thing about how he like pulled a demon out of a rock and that's what we got. Like that's as
Yeah.
close to historical fact as we got.
So you're saying we should forget what we think we know.
Oh God!
About William Wallace.
No!
Forget what you think
Like,
you
you
know.
know.
Sorry, Robin Hood flashbacks.
Oh, it hurts.
That movie was bad.
Still
Yeah,
ready
it
for the
was.
one in the future, though.
But
Yes.
I wonder if there is a deleted scene where he tried to do this word for word. And then they were like, it's not working.
Not going. Just
Now I'm just thinking of a Soul Train line, just a bunch of them in a circle, and each one of them gets to dance like at a wedding.
Dance as well as you can.
I like it.
All right.
Huh. But you're not here to learn. You're here for all the hot, sweaty action. Whether it's man on man, man on horse, or arrow in butt. Braveheart's got more violence than you can shake a field full of dicks at.
How about when it's set to get an arrow in the butt because you weren't paying attention?
That's what I'm talking about. Do you like torture? You do? Well, thank you for being honest, weirdo. Now, strap yourself in, because Mel is adding to his bizarrely long resume of pain.
This little piggy stayed home.
Ooh, I love that movie.
They ruined that movie.
They did. The director's cut.
In an endless torture finale that makes it clear what drew him to the story.
Rack him!
Hey, you know what they say? Follow your passion. So
subtle
gear
point
up
we're
for your
making.
dad's 300. That's the kind of Hollywood epic they don't really make anymore, where the armies are real, the Scotsmen are Australian, and you forgive all of its many flaws because it gets you pumped every single time.
That guy's getting back body dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo! USA! USA! Scotland! Scotland!
Pause. We talked about it is sort of it's one of the last of the because it was huge and epic, but it was at a time when if you needed 4,000 people on a battlefield, you would just go hire 4,000 people to run at each other on a battlefield as opposed to hiring 500 people and doing the rest in CG.
Yeah.
That's what I love, and that's what I love about even like Lawrence of Arabia and Spartacus and all of these movies where you look at a scene of 5,000 people and you realize that they just went and got 5,000 people.
Yeah.
Visual effects are great, but I have yet to see a visual effects battle scene that looks as brutally authentic as that because it is.
Yeah, it reminds me of the crowd of, if you're playing a video game, the crowd at the sports game or, the people in the back of Mortal Kombat. So you can see the first row of people and then it just gets blurrier and blurrier as it goes.
Yeah. That's why, even if you look at Lord of the Rings, I love so much, groundbreaking what they did with the visuals and the armies. And the first time you see the first alliance between elves and men, it looks incredible. But I'll take the shots of 150 lady New Zealanders dressed up as riders of Rohan, storming down towards Aragorn and company. Those shots are just awesome.
Yeah, and Lord of the Rings
There's no faking that.
It's so stylized too that even those big CG shots, everything is scaled up to such a degree that that it makes sense because everything is just crazy. Whereas I found movies like this where they do an old historical drama and they use CG for most of the crowd. It feels fake.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it does. It does.
Yeah.
Fun fact: I think this movie was investigated by an animal rights organization because they thought the horses were actually getting hurt and that they weren't fake horses.
There are very clearly moments where those horses are fake.
Yeah.
It's not.
When he rides out of the...
When he rides and jumps out of the building, he looks like he's... What were those old plastic Breyer horses little girls used to have? It just looks like they threw one of those into frame.
Yeah.
Just woo! The battle scenes are awesome. One of the other historical things people try to dunk on it for is Sterling was supposed to be about a small bridge, and there's no bridge, but it's did you really want to watch 20 minutes of two guys crossing a bridge at a time and then getting as they cross? That sucks.
Yeah, it's
not a fun movie.
None of it's real. None of these historical movies, very few of them have any basis in fact whatsoever.
Because real life is super boring the way that it happens. It's better when it's flattened and condensed and then heightened.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I like football movies over football games.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, because you just get all the big Hollywood stylized impacts and no sitting for 20 minutes while ESPN films coaches.
TV timeout.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. One of the fun things I always like to do with these battle scenes like this is to check the background because everyone does not always realize they are on camera at all times. Yeah, they're just going
Where's Crafty?
Yeah, exactly. I'm very hungry. Oh man. Yep. Braveheart. Let's go.
Starring
Funny names.
Killmonger, King Bad Guy. There's something about Murrell. Have fun storming the castle. Prince Adam, Le Padme,
Yeah.
Tormund Medium's Bane. When the drugs hit.
This guy had some. I don't know what movie he thought he was in. He's in a different movie than everybody else.
Completely different movie.
Totally different movie. I mean, I dig it.
This is all
But-
Kevin. I sent Kevin
I
a
used to
note,
be an inventor.
pause, and was just like, will you just put some Robert the Bruce clips together with dubstep? And that's what he came to us with, and I love it. Kevin's a genius.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just that everyone else is in a different movie than he's in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love what he does, but him
just not-
and Miracle Max are in a different film.
Talking to this weird Skeletor-looking leper guy that's just like, now you know how to hate.
Yeah. It's just weird. That's always been the weird thing. Is like they're in like Willow.
Yeah.
And the rest
yeah,
of the movie is Braveheart. It's weird.
Very bizarre.
I'd forgotten how
Out of
off
place, yeah.
kilter that part of the movie
You see what
was.
you just did?
Ah.
Hey, let's go.
I used to be an adventurer like you until I took an arrow to the chest.
We know it's an old
and
joke,
an
but we
axe to
hope
the
the-
hand,
Yeah.
and another axe to the gut. And Game of Thrones?
Trigger point. We didn't know at the time that it would be.
So badly received.
Confess.
White Klansman.
Pause.
Sure, Mel.
Sometimes we have a debate. No, we couldn't pass this one up.
I don't think any of us debated on that. That was in the room. We decided that was what
Literally
the
my-
movie
It's
was.
with a C.
Yeah, literally the only debate I brought up was because we hadn't really done anything to ping Mel yet.
Yeah.
Was like maybe that should have been his starring, just to be like, we got him a little. But it's so good for the title.
I mean, when are we ever going to get a chance to use that title again? Never.
I don't know.
Never.
I really don't know.
Not in a way when it's funny,
Right,
and not really
in
upsetting.
any kind of an appropriate, bordering appropriate way. I don't know if we'll ever get another shot at
Yeah,
that.
no, it's perfect. And
Yeah.
as usual, incredible graphics.
I'm pretty sure Robert probably built that sword from scratch. Yeah. Dollars to donuts.
Robert, you jerk. All right. let's
So
keep going.
good.
Sure, Mel was almost 40 playing a guy in his early 20s. But to be fair, people aged hard back then. I mean, look at this guy. He's 35.
Sorry, I'm so...
That dude is a champion screamer.
Watch his
Oh,
ending.
he's really good at it.
Never
That
see
was
his like again.
for a little inside the room talk. That was the first joke I wrote when watching the movie back. And in 3 different drafts, it ended up in 3 different places in the script because I refused to let it go.
That's what happens.
That's what happens. So yeah, I was like, you know what? Because I wrote like Mel Gibson too old to play William Wallace, and then maybe that guy he's 30. Look at that.
There's a
Super
joke
fun.
that I was very sad to see go.
Which one?
It's in the deleted scenes.
Oh, okay, let's watch the
pause
deleted
it.
scenes.
Yeah, it's a starring name.
Braveheart's got more violence than you can shake a field full of dicks at. And they'll make the villain extremely gay.
Oh,
so
this is
you
good. We'll
don't
talk about
question
this.
anything.
This is out and this is left.
Nope, nothing insecure to see here.
Twice as long as a man.
Some men are longer than others.
Now go back to the part where they ram the flaming wood into the gate hole. Whoa, those dudes look hot. You know, from the flames of the long wooden shaft.
All right, pause.
Pause.
That was a late cut. Mm-hmm. And I think it was really just because 300, totally. Top Gun, yes.
Yes.
But well, you can take things out of context, like the thing. But I think we were just kind of like, it's a little forced.
Yeah, it's funny, but it's not super honest.
Yeah. So exactly. I think we might have so what happened was we had 2 different runs, one about historical accuracy, and then all of the violent stuff was a part of that, and then I think we just merged those together.
Kevin, yes.
Yeah,
did
Kevin,
a brilliant job.
very,
as always.
very brilliant.
Yes.
Let's go.
Behold, I have brought you into a ring. Now carol and dance as well as you can? Huh. Yeah, screw that. Let's just yell freedom and do NFL kickoffs with swords.
Oh yeah. So this was part of the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a big merging of.
I do like that
That's what I'm
Monday Night
talking about.
I do like the Monday Night
Starring-
Football music a lot.
Yeah.
Now we can keep going.
Battle Groundskeeper Willie. War is Mel. Voldemort. One wedding and a funeral. Kevin the Smith. Miracle Max. And evil homosexual.
That's a
French
good read from
kiss.
John.
And Brogue.
Pause.
And-
That's the one.
And bro,
I really,
and bro.
I love In Bruges so much, and I love Brendan Gleeson so much that I was very. I know I get why we had to go with Tormund
Medium's Bane.
Yeah.
but I was very sad to see In Brogue.
Yeah, in Brogue's. Yeah, that's the 1%er.
go. Yeah,
But,
that is. Oh
yeah.
my God, that is a definite 1%.
definitely 1%er, but
Yeah.
it's super good. Let's keep going, JD.
A dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Free Willy.
Eh? That's the movie. That's the trailer. Oh, it's gonna go pretty well. This is a fun movie to go back and watch. I haven't seen it in a long time,
Me
actually.
neither.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I think I just used to have this on like all the time, just to have dudes crashing into each other and chopping heads playing.
Yeah, this was at I guess now there's been three. There was like 300 in 2006 or whatever, 2007.
Mm-hmm.
There was Gladiator in 2001 for like people of a certain like high school age. This was the Gladiator of my like, because I was 13.
Yeah, this is
13 when this, I was
97?
12, 13 when this came out.
Yeah.
So for when I was in high school, this was like Gladiator was to people that were a few years younger than me.
I listened to the score all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is the movie that made me a score nerd.
Oh.
I think it is. This was like the first score CD that I got.
Listen to it's like Predator and Back to the Future. Listen to this score and listen to Titanic.
Ah,
There's a lot of
Yeah.
There's one cue that I'm almost positive was used in both.
yeah.
They're very,
Yeah.
very, very
Very similar.
similar scores. It's a brilliant composer, and
Sometimes you gotta play your
just
hits.
James Horner was incredible.
Yep.
One of the best composers of all time. Alan Silvestri, one of the best composers of all time. But sometimes when you have big movies next to each other, you gotta
Yeah.
you gotta pick and choose.
You know, look, like anybody else, they've got their toolbox and their
Yeah.
bag of tricks that they like to pull from, and sometimes you pull from the bag of tricks once too many times, and everyone notices. But yeah, whatever. They're brilliant dudes. Any closing thoughts on Braveheart, you guys?
I love it. Always have.
Always will.
I want to marry it.
I want to marry it. Danielle, any other thoughts on Braveheart?
Why does he want to marry her?
Because she
Because
gave
she's
him a
hot.
flower.
When he was a baby. And then he met no women in France or Rome.
Yeah.
There aren't women in France.
Yeah.
No.
They keep them all in Scotland.
That, again, no one else was impressed with me in the room, and everyone was like, shut up, Joe. But, like, when did he get all Maddie and Kilty again? Like, you grew up in Rome. You grew up in Vatican City.
I could spend like 3 hours in the woods and start getting dirty. I can imagine trekking out to the Highlands.
I want that scene, though, so bad when he gets off the boat and he's like, Scotland. And then just starts rolling around on the ground. To get dirty again. There's like a guy with a kilt stand that's like, welcome home, laddie.
Oh, did you get your dirt yet?
Just starts flinging mud at him.
Yeah. There. He's a true Scotsman now.
Let's get the Paris off you. All right, that's it.
He's got his stinks of the mainland.
I just. Did JT cut us off?
I think JT actually cut us off.
Are we done?
I don't know. Maybe I can't hear us anymore.